What's up, freaking world? Welcome back to another Stay Fresh production. My name is Justin Copeland. On this channel, Stay Fresh Productions, we talk about everything dealing with fragrances. If you like that kind of content, if you like fragrances, or if you have an interest in fragrances, then please consider doing the easiest thing you've done all day and click that subscribe button. Join the Fresh Squad, which will increase, enhance, elevate, improve, and evolve your freshness. What is your freshness? Your freshness is you bringing your best self into every situation, treating others with respect, kindness, and understanding, carrying yourself with elegance and class, and we use fragrance as at least a starting place for that. You'll feel it, and others will smell it. Today we have a continuation video. This has been one of my favorite series to do, and it does have a little bit of a controversial name because it's not quite what it seems. The name of the series is 10 blank fragrances that every man needs in his wardrobe. We've done 2 installments for designers. I'll link it in a playlist up here along with a niche installment. And this is our second niche installment. A lot of you guys are asking if we were going to do another one, and we're doing another one. So what is this series all about? First thing out of the way, no man needs 10 fragrances in his wardrobe. We don't need fragrances, let's be real. Fragrances are a luxury. They're just simply a bonus to life. All you really need is love and food and water and warmth, and you're good, pretty much. But fragrances are a nice way to accent life, to exude your personality in a different medium to the world around you, to those around you. So if we're going to entertain the idea, rather than telling you 10 fragrances that you need, I'm going to talk about 10 categories, 10 life occasions or scenarios where fragrance can be worn. So the 10 occasions are as follows. Every day. So a fragrance to wear every day, pretty much anytime, anywhere. An easy reach, a dumb reach, but something that's still going to have depth, something that is going to be able to function in any scenario. So we'll have a freshness to it, but it will also have, again, some richness and depth to it as well. We have casual day warm. As it sounds, a fragrance to wear during the warmer months, casually during the day, doing whatever it is you do during the day casually. We have sophisticated day warm. So this is going to be a fragrance that if you do work in some kind of professional environment, this is a great fragrance to wear to work, or whenever you want to just bring a classiness to the day. If you have a fancy lunch date or whatever it may be, this is going to work in that situation. We have sophisticated evening warm. So fragrance to wear on a night out when you do want to dress up, when you want to be classy and elegant, that's going to suit that occasion. Again, for the warmer weather. We have date warm. So fragrance to wear during the warmer months when you want to have a little bit more of a playful, maybe even more of a seductive vibe, something that's more inviting, something that's not so serious. I got you for that during the warmer months. We have date cool. So similar thing, but on the opposite side, something to be casual and playful and not so serious during the cooler months on a date or just a night out setting in general. We have casual day cool. So I like to think of this as the cozy fragrance, something to wear during the cooler months, during the day when you're just lounging, when you're relaxing, maybe on a weekend, maybe on a vacation in a cabin, just hanging out by the fire, whatever it is, something to be relaxing and chill. We have sophisticated day cool. So something to wear when you want to be professional, when you want to be elegant during the cooler months, during the daytime. We have sophisticated evening cool. So yet again, fragrance to wear on nights out, formal occasions, maybe a gala, maybe black tie event, or if you just want to put on a suit for a nice dinner during the cooler months, this is going to be a great fragrance for that. And finally, my favorite category, the showstopper. This is a fragrance that is not for everyone. This is a fragrance that you typically want to wear when you're either dressing up or when you're putting on whatever you consider your badass attire. This particular fragrance is probably going to be best for the cooler months. Very powerful, very potent, has a strong personality, a unique personality, and sometimes a little bit polarizing. So again, not everyone's going to love this, but if you can rock it with confidence, it is going to work wonders. That is our showstopper category, and that concludes all the categories. Let's dive right into the list. First fragrance up, this is for every day, and this is called Lunar Vetiver from Amarud. This is hands down one of my favorite vetiver based fragrances. I might wear this tonight, honestly. This is extremely spicy and fresh to start. You have a lot of pimento pepper, if I'm not mistaken, super spicy, very fresh, maybe a little bit of citrus, and you immediately get this very fresh, grassy vetiver. And that vetiver is not very smoky like it can sometimes be, not very leathery like it sometimes be. It's very fresh and open, similar to something like Tom Ford Grey vetiver, that style of vetiver. but with so much more presence and body. As it dries down, you get this very interesting and kind of unexpected twist of sweetness in here. I think coming from tonka bean or vanilla, that is simply beautiful. This fragrance is almost fizzy. It's so spicy and fresh and invigorating, but dries into this kind of sweet, slightly warm base, but still kind of fresh. Incredible fragrance. Lunar Vetiver doesn't get a ton of talk. Probably my favorite from the house, I gotta say, still to this day. All right, for casual day warm, we have another vetiver fragrance, one that you, again, probably haven't heard of. And if you have, then you're in the know. This is coming from the house of Ex Nihilo, Parisian brand. And this is called Vetiver Moloko. Moloko, if I'm not mistaken, is Russian for milk. And this is one of the most unique vetiver fragrances I've come across. Still on the fresher side of things, a little bit more woody and dry than Lunar Vetiver. Definitely not anywhere near as spicy, and much more smooth. Now, why is it called Moloko? Because there is a lactonic quality to this fragrance. There's a milk accord, which brings this kind of creamy smoothness to this otherwise dry, woody vetiver fragrance that really sets it apart. Not everyone's gonna like this, because you gotta like a milky, kind of creamy quality, but it's not in your face, it's not overwhelming, because overall the fragrance itself isn't that strong. It will last on the skin a good while, but it's not going to project very strongly. It will mostly be in your bubble as a skin scent. Perfectly casual. Great to wear just out and about during the warmer months. The creaminess, again, is not too powerful, so the heat will not make it become cloying or anything like that. It's just going to be a nice bubble around you. A little bit unusual, but really great stuff for this occasion. Vetiver Moloko from Ex Nihilo. Sophisticated day warm. I could not have picked a better fragrance. I mean, there's many other fragrances I could choose, and it was hard to choose all of these, but this is one I haven't talked about yet, and I have been enjoying it quite a bit as I've been wearing it more and more. This is coming from the house of Roger Parfums. This is called Goodman's. This is their Bergdorf Goodman exclusive. Bergdorf Goodman is a store. This is kind of a classic style men's citrus aromatic, but there's a bit of a funk in here. There's a bit of an animalic quality. You do have some castoreum running around in here, bringing this, again, slightly dark, animalistic funk that adds character to the scent. So it's not just citruses, it's not just woods, all that stuff is there. There's even a touch of sweetness in here, maybe almost a fruity nature. That castoreum adds personality to the scent and adds kind of an elevated feeling. Makes it perhaps a little bit more mature. So do dress it up, bring yourself into the room as a mature person, and this will suit you perfectly. That is Goodman's from Roger Parfums. We have Sophisticated Evening Warm, something to wear during the nighttime when you want to be a little bit more dressed up during the warmer months. Now, this is a bit of an unusual choice. This is a fragrance that's new to me. I've gotten to know the entire house, all the fragrances that they offer over the course of the past month or so, and I chose this one as my favorite. They sent it to me, and man, I'm really loving this stuff. This is from the house of Atelier Materie, and this is called Narcisse Taiji. This is a perfectly unisex fragrance, by the way. So if ladies, if you happen to be watching this one's good for you too. This is based around the kind of unusual and slightly underused component of narcissus, which is a flower, but it's more than just a floral component to a fragrance. This actually brings more of a green, earthy, almost rustic hay or tobacco feel. There's a dryness to it, almost a dry green earthiness more so than a floral quality. But it is made sweet, I believe with pear. You have a little bit of ginger that shoots off, bringing this nice kind of bright kick to the scent. Overall, it's kind of sweet, but earthy and green and a little bit dry. And there's a bit of a freshness here as well. It is kind of different, but at the same time, it's quite accessible. I don't know if everyone would love this stuff. This is their newest release, and this is my favorite one. There's another one that's also great, but this one was my favorite. I think this perfectly suits a night out when you're dressed up. Maybe not super black tie, but I would totally put a suit on and put this on. There's a handsomeness to it. If you're a man, if you want to have a masculine profile, this will definitely work, again, even though there is this sweetness to it, which can be seen almost by some as feminine when they smell it. I've seen some reviews, but I think it works perfectly. And again, this is unisex. Get a sample set down below at the link in the description. Check them out. I really like their stuff. I didn't love everything that they have This one, and there's a pomelo fragrance, I'm forgetting the name of it. Pomelo poivre, which I think is pepper. Beautiful fragrance for the summertime. But Narcisse Taigi, that's my pick for Sophisticated Evening Warm. Now we have Date Warm. This is a fragrance I haven't talked about in a little while. And this is one of those niche fragrances that has a very accessible, almost designer-like profile, something similar to like Layton from Parfum Marly. It doesn't smell like that, but it doesn't really smell like it's composed of anything that makes it different or unique. But it still smells of great quality and it still smells delicious. And this is Kajal Homme 2. This is such a beautiful fragrance. It is warming and fresh. It's kind of that beautiful balance of things that make most designer fragrances popular. A little sweet, it's a little bit warm and spicy, it's a little bit fresh. I think there's a lot of sandalwood in here. I get kind of a cinnamon vibe, like a warm cinnamon, but there is a freshness, maybe like lavender or something aromatic in here. Think of Original Santal from Creed. Doesn't smell like that, but it's in that ballpark, but not as complex as that, but still really nice. Perfect for a date for the warmer months. This is handsome, but it's also playful. It's kind of attractive, maybe even a little bit sexy. That is Kajal Homme 2. All right, we are into the cooler months and we need oomph here. We need something that's going to last, that's going to persist through the cold air. And on a date, you don't want to spray too much of this stuff because it is no slouch, but the scent profile is perfectly alluring. It's kind of enigmatic, mysterious, but still very appealing. This is from Black Cliff Parfums. This is called Beautiful Monster. I just reviewed the entire house. Check out this video. At the time I'm filming this, we have a giveaway going on, so check out that video if you want to figure out how you can get one of 5 prizes, 1 being a full bottle and 4 being discovery sets. So check that out and you'll learn more about the house. Stunning fragrances and concepts here. Wow, this stuff is what it sounds like. There's a beauty to this scent. There's this freshness. There's a sweetness here. There's a rich, alluring, kind of succulent quality to the scent. You also have a lot of spices in here. Spices and citrus like cinnamon, bergamot, maybe black pepper, really making it kick. And the sweetness primarily comes from the sticky resin Cistus labdanum, which is a beautiful source of sweetness that is different from vanilla or different from a fruit. It's just a different breed of sweet. We have another fragrance here later that does feature that as well. And it's kind of unique. But with all this sweet, spicy, slightly freshness that's very appealing, down below we have something more. You have birch tar, which is a smoky, woody facet, almost to some people reminiscent of barbecue. I don't like birch tar in its essence, but it's not used heavily here, so I can really deal with it. And it just adds this beautiful duality to the scent, bright and dark. Kind of goes along with the name Beautiful Monster. There's beauty on the outside, but there's something beneath that doesn't have to be a bad thing. It's just very interesting, something to get to know. And this is a fragrance that people are going to want to get to know when you're wearing it. Especially on a date, spray with caution. I'm telling you, Beautiful Monster from Black Cliff. Casual day cool. Cozy to the max here. Lounging around, not doing much of anything. Maybe at a coffee shop, maybe at home, maybe with a loved one just watching a movie or whatever it is. Maybe studying. This is something that is perfect for a day when it's cold, when you want to kind of stay out of the cold. You want to stay indoors. We're talking about Zaharoff Signature Tabak, the brand new release. Now, don't get me wrong, you could wear this in a number of situations. I think there's a beautiful elegance to this fragrance where you could wear it on a night out, elegantly, dressed up, totally fine. But there's just something so inviting and so calming and relaxing about this. Lots of spices. I get a fresh, cooling spice mixed with, I think, maybe some rum or some cognac. There's a sweet booziness mixing with the spices, mixing with the tobacco that almost brings this fizzy feeling, almost like a fizzy soda with booze. Maybe something similar to like Creation E from Roger Parfums. Honestly, I like this a little bit more than Creation E. Creation E has a lot of resins, I think a lot of benzoin that makes it a little medicinal on my skin. I like it, I can appreciate it, but it's not something I love to smell up close very much. But I can appreciate that it's very different and unique and high quality. But this one is more of my fancy. My friend Thomas smelled it and he said it reminded him of like banana bread. I totally get that vibe on the skin as it dries. There's a beautiful comforting quality, almost gourmand, but not really, it's an illusion. Definitely check out Signature Tabak. Perfect to just hang around during the cooler months. Sophisticated Day Cool. This one is no stranger to the community. This is a classic fragrance. This stuff is stunning. Yet again, does not have to be relegated to just the daytime. This is an incredibly luxurious and elegant fragrance, very complex, would easily work as an evening scent. If we were talking about an older bottle of this fragrance, we're talking, you know, maybe pre-2015 or something, then this would have been the showstopper, because this fragrance used to be an absolute beast. Some people would say, unfortunately, it has been watered down, it's been reformulated, it's not as strong as it used to be. And that's actually been in my favor, because when I first smelled this fragrance years ago, I didn't like it. It was too much. But now that it's been kind of toned back a bit, I love it. This is Jubilation 25 from Amouage. Now I think this functions perfectly as a fragrance to be elegant during the daytime, because it is a little bit lighter in its profile, more so than it used to be. Now you can get away with wearing it to the office. Don't spray too much, because the profile itself is quite rich. Even though I'm saying it's not strong, it's no slouch. It's not going to disappear in an hour. But this is based around a lot of oud. Very high quality, real oud, a little bit dry, a little bit medicinal, made sweet and almost tart with blackberry. Got some honey in there, got some spices, got some resins, and maybe some myrrh or something like that. People say this is regal. Could not agree more. Dress this up, they better look out. Beautiful fragrance, timeless classic. I did a masterpiece video, which you can check out here. I wish I had thought to include Amouage Jubilation 25, but I'm probably going to do follow-ups to that series, and this will definitely make the list. Wonderful fragrance. It's time for Sophisticated Evening Cool, and boy, this stuff is special, and it is closet beast mode. You would not think it's as strong as it is when you put it on, but every time I spray several test strips and I leave them out, and I spray this one as one of those several, and I'm walking around my apartment, if there's one of them I smell in the air, it's always this. This thing just overtakes everything. Very quietly though. From Argos, their newest release, he calls it Danye. I've heard some people say Danye. I think it goes both ways, but either way, this is their newest fragrance in their brand new artist series. I did a live first impressions video for this fragrance. Check that out if you want to know more about it, but this stuff is stunning. Also using Cistus labdanum, as I was alluding to earlier. Sweet, kind of sticky, but accented with some lemon, some spices, but there's cashmere wood, which brings this warm, almost coziness, but it adds a richness. This thing just lingers. This thing leaves an intoxicating trail. Don't spray too heavy. There's a warmth here, there's a sweetness here that is undeniable. You cannot get enough of it. It is addictive, but there's something so elegant about this. I think it works perfectly on a night out. Dress it up, spray with, I'm not going to say caution, but spray with a thoughtfulness, and this is going to serve you very well. I think it's unfortunately sold out at the moment I'm filming this, but I think I heard it should be back around mid-February 2022, so stay tuned for that. But nonetheless, check out everything from Argos at the link down below. I think you can still actually get samples of this in the discovery pack, and you get to sample all the fragrances. Use my code STAYFRESH10, save a little bit of money, and see if you like this stuff, so when it comes out again, you can jump on it and get it before it sells out again. That is Danye from Argos. It is time for our final category, the showstopper. And this is a fragrance that, again, is maybe not going to be for everyone. A little polarizing, very unique, bold, powerful, a head turner. Maybe not going to be the biggest compliment getter, but it's definitely something that will make an impression on others, and they will remember you. This is about standing out. This is not the most challenging in its scent profile. It's very different, but it's its potency that makes it so challenging that it's like, whoa, this is a bit much. This is coming from the Greek house Manos Styrakinis, and this is called Omen. This is masterfully crafted by Miguel Matos, fantastic perfumer and I think editor and writer on Fragrantica. Oh my goodness, I don't even remember everything that's in here. I think there's some apple, definitely saffron, definitely oud. It's quite sweet, almost like a candied apple in a way. But there's also a lot of leather. This thing is a leather beast, all right? But leather in a very elegant way. There's a leather accord with the saffron, so there's this very kind of rough quality that's spicy as well. Also a bit of a duality here, light and dark. And I think what really makes this thing different, there's a camphorous quality. Bay leaf is pretty prominent in here. Camphorous being like almost this dark, slightly tarry smokiness, but it's so subtle, and it's just a pinch that adds personality to this fragrance. Otherwise, it's kind of like fruits and leather and oud, which we've seen before. And again, so powerful. I'm warning you, 2 sprays max, I think you're good. If you want to have people hating you, you can spray more. I'm telling you, it is plenty. When it wafts through the air, it's going to get attention, I guarantee it. I definitely recommend sampling the house. They have other wonderful fragrances. I'm going to link them down below. Maybe where you can get a discovery set if you're interested. That is Omen from Manos Girakinis as our showstopper. So that is going to do it for me. I would love to know what you think of this series, what you think of this format. I really want to bring more functional and practical content to you guys while introducing you to new things. That is really what I'm going for. So let me know what you think down in the comments. Let me know if you've tried any of these fragrances. Let me know if you have any interest to try any of these fragrances. All that good stuff is fair game. Let's talk about it. If you like the video, please like the video. It really means so much to me and helps out with my visibility across YouTube. And please consider joining the Fresh Squad. Increase, elevate your freshness. Be your best, most confident and kind self in every situation. Be remembered. Be unique, be individual. This life is so short, you might as well stand out. And I want to help you do that, so I'd love to have you as a part of the squad. Thank you so much for tuning in. Peace. I'll see you in the next one.